Today I'm going to explain an American romance drama film called Cashback. The main character of the movie is Ben, a baby-faced 25-year-old who is always kind and gentle to everyone around him. You'd think he's the perfect friend, but things are not what they seem. Ben is not a serial killer, but he has the ability to freeze time and do whatever he wants. And of course, he uses it to undress women and practice his favorite activity in painting. Whether it's on the road, in the supermarket, or even at the movies, Ben freezes attractive women and creates their nude portraits. But it wasn't always like this. Ben was once a normal guy, just like the rest of us. He had a caring girlfriend and a bright future ahead. The movie then flashes back to 5 weeks earlier, where it all went wrong. Ben is seen arguing with his girlfriend Susie, who calls him a loser. Having had enough, he breaks up with her, and this makes Susie furious. She starts throwing things at him, and at that moment, everything turns into slow motion for Ben. After the breakup, Susie quickly moves on and finds comfort in another guy. Ben spots them together in the college cafeteria and is crushed. To keep his mind busy, he joins art classes. Since Ben has loved making portraits since he was a child, he effortlessly creates beautiful paintings, impressing even the teacher. Ben is especially skilled at making incredibly realistic portraits of people. But at night, things get really hard. Ben can't seem to get over the breakup. Every time he closes his eyes, he sees Susie, and he slowly becomes unable to sleep at all. The memories of his ex are quietly turning him into a broken, depressed version of himself. Overwhelmed by regret, Ben finally calls Susie and begs her to come back. He apologizes for everything, promising to never let things fall apart again. But despite lowering his pride for her, Susie rejects him and hangs up. This sends Ben into an even deeper, dark place. Over the next few days, he tries everything to pass the time. He reads books, watches movies, and even goes on solo trips to other cities. But when night falls, the sleeplessness kicks back in, making it impossible to focus on anything. So he starts wandering around at night too. One evening, he walks into a local supermarket and notices a job opening for a night shift worker. Ben sees it as the perfect chance to stay busy and earn some money, so he applies right away. The next day, he interviews with the manager, Jenkins, and lands the job. For the first time in a long while, Ben feels happy. Something tells him his life is about to change. As Ben settles into his new job, he notices how each of his co-workers deals with the long hours in their own way. The cashier, Sharon, has the most unique style. She always hides the clock behind various objects, believing that watching the time makes it go slower. Then there's Barry Brickman, a mischievous guy who is never serious at work. Together with his equally sneaky friend Matt Stevens, he plays pranks on female customers, like slipping an adult toy into their bags. Some customers are confused when they find it. Others decide to keep it. Their boss, Jenkins, on the other hand, doesn't seem to notice time at all. He can go on and on about how successful and wealthy he is. And when he starts one of those speeches, time flies. But of all the night shift workers, Ben has the most unusual way of getting through the night. Sinking deep into his sadness, Ben disconnects from time and reality. He uses his ability to freeze time and everything around him, so he can do as he pleases. Most people in his position would steal money or do something extreme. But Ben just wants to sharpen his skills as an artist. Since he admires the female body, he carefully picks a random customer, gently undresses her, and draws her portrait. He has no bad or inappropriate feelings toward them. He simply doesn't want his passion for art to die. Once he's done, he dresses them back up and snaps his fingers, letting time flow again. This has become Ben's life now. It's not something he's proud of, but at least he's no longer that broken, sleepless person drowning in heartbreak. Little by little, he started moving on from Susie. At home, Ben often hangs out with his best friend Sharon. The two have known each other since they were kids. Sharon is the complete opposite of Ben. All he ever thinks about is chasing girls. He's apparently visited every strip club in the city. One night during his shift, Ben runs into Sharon in the locker room. He clearly has feelings for her but can't bring himself to say anything. As they talk, the friendly cashier takes a bite out of his sandwich, catching him completely off guard. A small piece of pickle sticks to her cheek, and she awkwardly tries to wipe it off but can't quite get it. Ben steps in and gently wipes it away, creating a sweet, slightly awkward moment between the two. After a while, Sharon says goodnight and heads for the door. Ben wants to freeze time and stay in that moment forever, but by the time he snaps back to reality, she's already gone. Not long after, Matt suddenly pops up from one of the aisles and casually mentions he's going to the movies with Sharon. This hits Ben hard. He wonders why he's always so unlucky with love. He then drifts back to his school days when he fell in love for the first time. She was the smartest girl in the class, the one everyone liked. One day, she got into an accident and hurt her arm and had to wear a heavy cast. Every day, her classmates wrote encouraging messages on it to cheer her up. Ben wanted to do the same, but he was too nervous to even get close to her. Unfortunately, his shyness cost him the chance. A few days later, the girl had her cast removed. Everyone was happy to see her recovered, but when they noticed she had some hair growing on that arm, they started making fun of her. The girl began to cry. That's when Ben stepped in. He took her aside and told her he would be there for her no matter what. The two soon became close friends, and eventually more than friends. One day, the girl walked up to Ben and asked if he wanted to kiss her. Without thinking twice, he said yes. They agreed to meet at their favorite spot that weekend. Ben was overjoyed. It would be his first kiss. He could barely sleep for the next few days. When the weekend finally came, he arrived early and waited all day, but she never showed up. The following day at school, Ben found out the girl had moved to another city with her family. It was the first time he truly felt helpless and heartbroken. Back in the present, Jenkins gathers all his employees and tells them they're going to play a friendly football match against his friends. Ben and the others aren't thrilled, but they have no choice. During the match, the supermarket team gets crushed. None of them know how to play. The other team scores goal after goal, making it 26-0. When Ben has had enough, he freezes time and slips away to the locker room to take a break. But then something strange happens. One of the other players unfreezes himself and walks out. This means Ben is not the only one with this ability. After resting, Ben heads back out and snaps his fingers, letting time resume. In the chaos of the moment, Matt kicks the ball so wildly that it smashes right into Jenkins' face. Jenkins is rushed to the hospital, and everyone else heads home, leaving Ben and Sharon alone. The two stop by a nearby diner and start getting to know each other properly. Ben finds out that Sharon is actually single. Matt was just joking about dating her. She shares her dreams with Ben, and he shares his. Sharon says she's always wanted to meet a painter because she believes they can see the true beauty in things. It's clear the two have real chemistry. After their unofficial first date, Ben walks Sharon home and then awkwardly ruins their first kiss by kissing her on the cheek when she clearly wanted it on the lips. The next day, a bruised and bandaged Jenkins announces he's throwing a birthday party. Sharon asks Ben if he wants to come as her date, and he happily says yes. Later, Jenkins calls the guys into his office and gives each of them tasks to prepare for the party. Ben is assigned with hiring a stripper. He's never spoken to one in his life, but he knows exactly who to call. He asks his best friend Sharon for help, promising to bring him along to the party. The two head to a local club where Sharon uses his experience to hire someone for the night. The next morning, Ben gets a call from a man who claims to run an art gallery in the city. He says he loves Ben's work and wants to display it. Ben is thrilled that for the first time, someone has truly appreciated his art, but he has no idea it's actually a prank set up by Barry and Matt. That night, Ben gets dressed up and goes to pick Sharon up. The moment she opens the door, he excitedly tells her about the art gallery opportunity. She congratulates him warmly, and the two head off to the party together. When they arrive, the party is already in full swing. Shawn is being turned down by a girl. Matt and Barry are dancing like they have lost their minds, and Jenkins is on the DJ booth. Then Ben spots something that stops him cold. His ex-girlfriend Susie is there. It turns out she's now dating Jenkins' brother. The hired stripper also arrives, heating up the party. Shawn immediately hits it off with her. Meanwhile, Ben heads to the bathroom and runs straight into Susie. Wasting no time, she tells him she wants to get back together. Ben wants nothing to do with it. He's already found the person he truly loves. But Susie keeps pushing, and then out of nowhere, she forcefully kisses him. Ben immediately pulls away. But when he turns around, Sharon is standing right there. She saw everything. Ben tries to explain it's not what it looks like, but Sharon walks away without a word. Later, Ben goes straight to Sharon's apartment to explain everything, but she's too hurt and angry to listen. When she starts shouting harsh words at him, Ben gets upset and leaves. Once again, he falls back into his world of depression and sleepless nights. The only thing keeping him going is his upcoming visit to the art gallery that supposedly called him. When the day finally arrives, Ben shows up with some of his best work. Just as expected, the gallery owner has no idea who he is, confirming it was all a prank. Defeated, Ben turns to leave, but just before he goes, the owner catches a glimpse of some sketches in Ben's bag. Portraits of Sharon. He asks to see more, and to Ben's surprise, the owner loves them. Ben is offered a spot to display his work in the gallery for one night. A few days later, Sharon receives a formal invitation to Ben's art display. Despite still being upset, she decides to go. When she walks into the gallery, she stops in her tracks. Every single piece of artwork on display is about her. It turns out Ben had stopped drawing other women entirely. Every moment he had, he spent it on Sharon. She was the love of his life, and he couldn't bring himself to look at anyone else. Sharon and Ben finally come face to face. Ben starts to explain what happened at the party, but Sharon stops him. She tells him he doesn't need to say a word. She already understands. She can see it all in his paintings. The two step closer, and right there in the middle of the art gallery, they share a long-awaited kiss. In the final scene, Ben uses his power one last time and freezes the world around them. But this time, something is different. Sharon can move too. The two step outside together into the snow, where millions of snowflakes hang still in the air. And there, surrounded by a frozen, magical world, the two lovebirds share one final kiss, ending the movie on a beautiful, happy note. Thank you for watching and see you next time.